So basically, this is a list of words that you should learn with verbs. It's verbs and vocabulary. If you want to develop fluency, obviously you need to know a verb, you need to know how to conjugate it, and you need to know how to put it in a sentence. And as you continue to do that, you're going to have more and more Spanish under your belt. And I can talk more about that if you'd like. So, el vocabulario, querer más actividades, querer and activities, las actividades. The dad words, D-A-D, dad, are usually always feminine. Las, la ciudad, la libertad, la actividad. Just so you know. We're going to start with a question. ¿Qué quieres hacer? What do you want to do? So as you learn these different phrases, you can use them. And this week, or depending on how much time you have, you learn this list in a week or two. I would say max 3. I mean, you want to actually make progress. And then you move on to the next thing and you develop more and more Spanish. And it's not just about willy-nilly exposure, it's about actually learning it, knowing the words like the back of your hand. ¿Quieres ir a la playa? Do you want to go to the beach? Yo quiero bailar. I want to dance. And we're going to show you the conjugation a little later. Cocinar, to cook. Bailar, to dance. Comer algo, to eat something. Comprar algo, to buy something. Correr, to run. Caminar, to walk. Descansar, to rest, relax. Cenar, to have dinner. Escuchar la radio, to listen to the radio. The R that's in the beginning of the word, that's also an R that is rolled. Excuse me, what just happened? Escuchar la radio, estudiar, to study. Desayunar, to have breakfast. Almorzar, to have lunch. Hablar por teléfono. I guess it would be smarter if I stopped and give you a chance to repeat after me. So you don't have to like stop the video yourself. Or another option, it takes a little effort, but you know, everything that you want to do takes a little effort, is you can go to wordreference.com or SpanishDictionary.com and they have different accents from different countries. And like say you put in the word desayunar. For wordreference.com, there's a guy from Mexico, a gentleman from Spain, and then there's an Argentinian lady who says the words and there's different speeds that you can hear it too. And then for SpanishDictionary.com, I think they have Latin America and Spain. It's 2 women and it shows you a video and they say words for you. Hablar por teléfono. It's not telefono, it's teléfono. You see the accent? I can talk about accents one day. I can give you a little brief introduction right now. If you like these asides, let me know. This is kind of weird. If you don't understand it right now, don't worry. It's simple and complicated at the same time. If a word ends in a vowel, A, E, I, O, U, or an N or an S, the stress should be on the second here to last syllable. If it's not here, it's not telefono. If it's not here, then we put the accent to show, hey, I'm here. Stress me here, okay? So like ventana, that's window, right? Ventana, it's the stress is on the tan, and that's where it should be, so there's no accent. So basically vowel NRS should be on the second to last syllable. That's called A2 words to give it a designation. And then there's B1 words, which is like bailar. It ends up with the consonant that's not NRS. Bailar, the stress is on the AR, so there's no written accent. So that's how accents work in Spanish. I think saying A2 and B1 is easier than like learning esdrújula, and there's a whole other system. We can go over that one day if you'd like. Hacer la tarea. Do not pronounce this H. Hacer la tarea. Ir a la casa or ir a casa, to go home. Jugar baloncesto. In some countries, they say basketball. Jugar béisbol. They also say pelota. Pelota is a ball, but pelota is also baseball, and pelotero is baseball player. Jugar fútbol, to play soccer. And there's about 20 Latin American countries, so there's different words for certain things. Jugar fútbol americano. Jugar tenis. Hablar con los cocineros. Like in some countries, they say, vamos a ver películas. And they say that's correct. In some countries, they say vamos a mirar películas or vamos a ver la tele or vamos a mirar la tele. My friend from Spain, she's like, mirar la tele is just like you're sitting there looking at the TV set. So it's very passionate, the different the different ideas about how you should say certain things. Jugar tenis, hablar con los cocineros, leer libros, leer revistas, to read magazines, montar en bicicleta, montar en motocicleta, nadar en la piscina. Like obviously you could say, yo quiero nadar en la piscina. I want to swim in the pool. So you see how you're developing your fluency over time. There are 40 words in this list. So say you learn roughly 40 words a week. And let's play a little game. Say there's September, October, November, you take a break for Christmas, September, October, November, January, February, March. That's roughly 5 months, right? September, October, November, January, February, March. That's 6 months. Why can't I not add September, October, November, January, February, March? Okay, that's 6 months. There's roughly 4 weeks per month, 24. 24 weeks. I'm just throwing some thoughts out there. I don't know if this helps you. 24 times 40 words is 960 words or phrases. We can talk more about that later. I don't know if that was helpful or not, but we'll talk more about that later, how fast you can actually learn Spanish. Montar en bicicleta, to ride a bicycle. Montar en motocicleta, to ride a motorcycle. Nadar en la piscina, to swim in the pool. If you want me to go slower, tell me. If you want there to be spaces between words, tell me. Or if you just want to like stop the video yourself, let me know. If you feel free to give me polite and constructive feedback. Also, more than just learning vocabulary, which is important, it's also about learning verbs. Like you could learn the present tense. You could take like 6 to 9 months just to learn like the present tense because there's so many irregulars. Or you could say, no, I'm going to only spend like 3 months on the 1 to 3 months, depending on your brain and your abilities and your time schedule, 1 to 3 months on like basics, like basic present tense, basic verbs, numbers, blah, blah, blah. And then the next 3 months, because you really need to know the irregulars. You need to know what they are, and you need to know verbs and vocabulary. Another 3 months on and you really want to establish the present tense really well. You really want to know it because then you're going to make a mishmash with the preterite and you're just going to be confused and you're going to be overwhelmed. So I would say take 3, 6, or 9 months to really learn the present tense very well and learn like the verbs in the words you're learning, learn them well. Like don't just, oh, I kind of know that, I kind of forget that. No. And as you're doing this, you can always watch Spanish movies, Netflix series, make friends, go to salsa classes. I mean, I'm not trying to say like there's Spanish speakers in salsa classes, but sometimes there are because I was tutoring a girl who was a almost professional salsa dancer, but she didn't speak Spanish and she was trying to learn Spanish so she could communicate more with that community because she wanted to. So 3, 6, 9 months, really learn the present tense well. Then, and I don't know if that makes you feel hopeless, like I have to spend so much time and effort in learning. I mean, it depends on how well you want to learn and do whatever you want to do. But preterite tense, then that's the preterite is the doozy. Sometimes in some language schools, they teach the preterite later and they teach like present perfect or to like be able to talk in the past so that people don't get the present and the preterite confused. I wouldn't do that. I would learn the present really well. Then, I don't know, I would learn the preterite. First learn the preterite regular verbs, then the irregulars. Okay, listen to me. The irregulars, there's a lot of them. There's a lot and they're very irregular. So you want to have the present tense locked and loaded. You want to have it locked in fully before you become a mishmash soupy version of Spanish with the you will get confused. What's present? What's preterite? So that's my advice to you. So slow and steady wins the race. And if you can do it fast, good for you. So what word were we on? Jugar fútbol, to play soccer. Jugar fútbol americano. I think we're actually down here. Nadar en la piscina, to swim in the pool. Practicar, hacer deportes, to practice sports, to do sports. Tomar, beber algo, to drink something. Ver el partido. I'm not sure how long this video is yet. I'm not sure because I don't have... Anyway, I can make the video shorter, like 5-10 minutes. max 15, or I can do these asides that might help you. You can let me know what works for you. Ver películas, accent on the I, because remember accents, the way they work, it's not, it should be on this U, but it's not, it's on this I. So ver películas, to watch movies. Ver la tele, visitar a mis amigos, cantar, to invite a friend to do something. ¿Quieres salir? You want to go out with me? ¿Quieres ir a la playa? You want to go to the beach? To say that you don't want to do a specific activity. No quiero ir a la playa. I don't want to go to the beach. Who doesn't want to go to the beach? No quiero hacer nada. I don't want to do anything. Dormir, to sleep. These are the subject pronouns. The subject does the action of the verb. Like an object pronoun, like the difference, like she sees him. She is the subject, him is the object. Yo is I, tú is you, él is he, ella she. This is really easy. You need to memorize these. Usted is you, formal. In some languages, there's an informal and a formal way of saying you. Like maybe the way you talk to your grandma or maybe your boss, depending on the country and the culture. Nosotros, we. Vosotros, you all. Spain. Ellos, they. All males or a mixed group of males and females. Ellas is they, and it's all females. Ustedes is you all. Querer is to want or to love. Yo quiero. Tú quieres. Él, ella, usted quiere. Like él quiere beber leche. He wants to drink milk. Nosotros queremos salir. We want to go out. This is only in Spain. I always do exposure, but usually I don't test people on it. Ellos, ellas, ustedes quieren. They want. They want. You all want. This means they. This is you all. Yo te quiero, I love you. Yo te amo, I love you. Like I said, te quiero. In some countries, te quiero, they would say you use this for friends, and te amo is more like for your husband or your significant other. But in some countries, they use this even for their family. So it just depends on the country. So go ahead and learn this verb, learn how to conjugate it. It's an important verb. Learn the subject pronouns. You have to know these like the back of your hand. Learn all the verbs, the vocabulary, words and phrases. So yeah, you have to learn these. You have to practice them. You have to practice saying them correctly if you'd like. Obviously, there's some people who speak English or any language with an accent, you can still understand them. So pronunciation isn't like it has to be perfect, but people like having good pronunciation. And a way to do that is to read children's books. You can either go to this thing called, it's called Britannica Escolar. Cancel. And then you can basically listen to stuff. You can, I don't know, you can what are we interested in? We like religion, we like sports, whatever. So whatever you're interested in. I don't know, I just randomly picked this. What plays it for you?
La Biblia es un libro muy importante tanto para judíos como para cristianos. Sin embargo, a pesar de que tienen algunos escritos en común, la Biblia del judaísmo es diferente de la del cristianismo. Los libros de la Biblia fueron escritos por muchos autores diferentes a lo largo de cientos de años.
So they can say it and then you can copy it. So children's books or websites like that, I think can be really helpful. Britannica Escolar. And then what else? Guess that's pretty much it. I think if you have any questions, let me know. Wish you the best.